So we're painting the backs of these that are going to go up on the inside of the windows, but down below the cabinet. So it's not like you'll be able to see it, but we're insulating up. This one's painted too, so that it'll be kind of black inside. And our windows are tinted, so you won't really be able to see too much. So we can go inside now if you want. This is the insul board. We painted it outside. And what this is this piece up here. I actually tape the top. And it actually goes down behind the seats, but it goes like that. So down below the bed, and this over here is down below the cabinets. On the windows, all you'll see is the black. So like I say, this goes here down beyond the seats, and that insulates it up to there. And then I got all these wires cleaned up on this side. They're all tied in. They all come back. There's all these that they actually come back underneath the bed. So there's quite a few things here. There's the water heater. There's a LP shut off. There's the ice box all down there. And up in this one, so that's 12 volt stuff. Up in this one is 110 volt stuff for our AC unit. And we're having a 110N LP combo water heater, so that's what that's for. So like I say, this is all cleaned up now. That actually get a piece up here that'll go from here up, and that way we'll still have our windows and stuff like that, because we want insulation everywhere. And then once this is up, we're going to have uppers that come down, and they'll come right to the top of the window, kind of like that, and the backs will be rounded into them. And that'll pretty much be quite a bit of the stuff. Uppers will have uppers in it. This is all the wiring. It's the same thing. I'm just tightening them up, making sure they all get back here, checking off everything, make sure it's all there. And then I'll put them in this sheeting stuff. And then so this side here, that's what I'm working on now, cleaning all this up, getting it up above, and then I can insulate this. And then pretty much be done with the insulation, switch to actual wood. So that'd be pretty nice. Holding something on the water lines. Like this morning I come in and it was probably 20 pounds low. But it's been up high for a couple of days now. And with this much of line, it's very small, so you don't have more than like a puff of air in it. But with the coldness, when it's heated here, you know, the pressure stays at 55 pounds overnight. Air cools down, so it drops. So all you do is pump it back up. But if you'd have had a leak, it would have been to zero. You wouldn't have had nothing in it. But don't let it throw you off and think you got a leak and start checking for things. If it goes down, you know, 10, 15 pounds overnight, it's not unusual in the colder weather. So just keep that in mind, because, you know, sometimes you just think, oh man, I got a leak, and then you start checking fittings, and, you know, 2 hours later, you realize that it was just the air temp cooling off your air. So, but we're just continuing working. So this is just a safety tip on where to use solid and where to use stranded, and why to use stranded and why to use solid. On a house, this is called your basic romex. It's 14.2, so that means it's got a hot, a ground, and a neutral. On your 12 volt, you got a negative and a positive. But on your house, this never moves, so but you use wire nuts, not these. But see, if you take and use this inside here, which I've seen people do on exhaust fans, once that's on there and you squish that on there, this is solid. So once you squish that on there, this can still spin over time. And as you're moving down the highway, you know, a little cranky here or there, and this comes loose, this is going to get hot. possibility of overheating and a spark or a fire. So on your stranded, that's why everybody uses them in a vehicle. And this is called a butt connector. So this stranded right here, what it means, it's a whole bunch of pieces instead of one solid piece. So as you squish this down, it actually squishes in there and makes a little dimple in it. So like this right here, and yours might be a little different from these. This is just a upper end one. So it just squishes down like that. And what that does is that point goes down in here. See, so that's never going to come off there. You can pull it as hard as you want and it won't come off. So you got a good connection. And what that is, it's just called a butt connection. So two of these would go together. And you do this one and this one, and they call it a butt or a splice connection. So anytime you're in a rig where there's movement and shifting, just remember to use stranded. It's a little more expensive, but you know, safety things always are a little more expensive. So just do it safe, do it right. So there's your little electrical tip for today. Gotta get back to work.
Well, the sun is shining and the birds are singing, and we haven't seen any snow today. Maybe spring is on its way. We hope you have an awesome day. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And hit the bell for notifications.